members must be present, no exception, but one. The Vice President of
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Can we test the sound?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can hear me, right?
Okay. That's the sound. So it's connected to the microphone directly?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay. Let's try. Can you talk into the mic?
I'm talking right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Can you hear
good.
me, right?
Okay. That's good. So it's not the mic of your headphones.
No.
Oh, good. Okay. Okay. Hopefully, Dr. Sabeh will speak into the mic. Hopefully.
Yeah, he will. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay. Very good.
See you.
Hi, Niaz, Omar. How are you? Oop.
Hi, Mister. How are you?
Good. Where are you from, Niaz?
I am from Iraq.
Oh, excellent. Welcome.
Welcome to you. Where are you from?
I'm in Miami Beach, Florida.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. You can put your video camera on. Do you have your video camera hooked up or no?
Okay.
It's not important, but it's nice to be able to see, see who's here. Okay, there you go. Okay, I can see you.
You can see me?
Yes. See the wonderful things that you can do with a smartphone? You're gonna be able to see grand rounds from Jordan. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Dr. Bennett from Miami, Florida.
I'm in Iraq.
That's good. What city? Baghdad?
No, Arbil.
Okay. Yeah, we've had many Iraqi neurosurgeons on board here.
Today we will go to the Margiland.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'll go to school. We will have quiz.
You go to school?
Yeah, then I have quiz.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you. I gotta go and do some stuff, okay?
Okay. See you.
Oh, bye-bye. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah, Niaz, you're on the waiting. Are you on the mailing list, Niaz? Hello, Niaz. Okay, I'll go. Okay. I'll be back.
Hello, Mr. Hello,
Hello, mister. Hello, mister.
Hi.
Hi. How are you, mister? Mister, mister, why are you angry? Why don't talk with me?
I'm sorry, I'm busy. Okay, I have a conference now. Okay.
I ask you, what is your name?
يا ربي قالت مشغولي دو أقسام.
If you are busy, I'll talk to you another time.
Hello, Niaz.
Hello,
Hello, what is your name?
Okay. Hello. We're having a conference now, so I got to get ready for it. Okay. I know you don't understand.
Okay, next time I'll talk with you.
Okay, that's after I can talk if you want.
Okay, I have one chance. Please, what's your name?
John.
Marjan. Nice name.
What's your name? Your name?
My name is Dina.
Vera. Okay, Vera. Nice to meet
No,
you.
Dina. I am Dina.
Ivy.
No, Dina.
Villa.
No, Dina.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll get your name after the conference, okay?
Okay, D-E-N-A.
Vina.
No V.
Okay.
D-E-N-A.
Okay. I'll see ya. Bye. How do you get rid of her?
Why you are laughing?
Because I'm having a hard time getting rid of you. Oh God, another kid.
Don't shy.
Oh no, oh my God. Who's that ugly kid?
It's not me.
That's your brother. That's your brother I saw, right?
No. This is my auntie's daughter.
What's that?
This is my auntie's daughter.
Oh, okay.
I don't have brother.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Me too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ora. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Niaz, I've got Niaz. I gotta
I'm
keep
not
you.
Niaz.
Niaz, I've got to keep you muted. Okay.
I'm not Niaz.
Oh man.
Mariam?
Hi, Ahmad Rashid. How are you doing? Ahmad Rashid, how are you?
I'm having him color. Yes, he did. Yes.
Organized meeting from the Russian Academy of
Baba. Baba, where
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, we have to start, please. Assalamu alaikum, good evening. My name is SBEIH, I'm a neurosurgeon, and we are transmitting live from Amman, Jordan, from the FARAH Medical Campus. The backdrop is the slide showing late Dr. Zaid Kilani and the hospital that he actually established for all of us. This is the reception area. This is a very modern, well-equipped hospital. I am proud to be part of it. Tonight we are presenting my personal series of brainstem hemangioblastomas, and we'll discuss the clinical, radiological, operative, and pathological correlation. Hemangioblastoma is a benign tumor. It's grade 1 that can occur in the central nervous system. It's a vascular tumor of unspecified cellular origin, and I leave that to Dr. FARAH to describe when it comes to the histology. نزل الضوء يا أحمد. Okay. This tumor is very vascular. It's usually made of a solid and a cystic component, but sometimes it's all solid, never all cystic. If it is cystic, there is a small nodule, but some of the cases are totally solid, and they are cherry red in color. And if they are cystic, the fluid will be either CSF-like or slightly stained. And these are some of the specimens that one should do. The basic principle of the hemangioblastoma is that you have to excise it in toto, one piece, like an AVM. It is rare, 1 to 3% of all intracranial tumors. Males are affected double than females, and the peak age is 20 to 50. You can get this hemangioblastoma either as a sporadic case, or you could be part of von Hippel-Lindau syndrome, which is the commonest. The commonest is the non-von Hippel-Lindau, which is 70–80%. Luckily, only 20 to 30% are von Hippel-Lindau, because von Hippel-Lindau, although it is hemangioblastoma, we are dealing with an aggressive situation, with a fatal situation. So although hemangioblastoma is benign, but when you get it as part of von Hippel, it is rather a disaster. So von Hippel-Lindau disease. Lots of people don't realize that we are talking about two people, not one, von Hippel and Lindau. This is Eugene von Hippel. He's a German ophthalmologist, and this picture was taken in 1904. So it is the first observation that was done by von Hippel as ophthalmological finding. And then a Swedish pathologist by the name of Erwin Wilhelm Lindau also described this. So they coined the term von Hippel-Lindau. It is an autosomal inherited disorder, and this is caused by loss of the tumor suppressor gene. So tumors go on. Von Hippel-Lindau is just like neurofibromatosis type 2. You get lots of tumors. So it's bad disease. differentiate this from the sporadic von Hippel-Lindau disease. So which areas are affected? CNS, brain and spinal cord can be affected. Retina is common. And for unusual cases, you have endolymphatic sac tumors, which are rare. You can get some tumors in the pancreas. You can get renal cell carcinoma. You can get the most fearful phaeochromocytoma. Or you can get some tumors in the genitalia, especially in the epidermis. So this is the CNS involvement, tumors in the brain, tumors in the spine, like this, in the cervical area. In the retina, you'll get the retinal hemangioblastoma. Remember that the first observation was done by the German ophthalmologist, who diagnosed these as hemangiomas, he called them. But we know now there are retinal hemangioblastomas, and this is the classical appearance of them. And once you see that, you have to differentiate them from other retinal similar diseases like retinal cavernoma, or retinal telangiectasia, or retinal arteriovenous malformation, or retinal aneurysm, or retinal melanoma, or retinoblastoma. And a famous man who was affected by retinoblastoma, he lost his eye for it, was Mr. Colombo, Peter Falk, if you remember him. In the viscera, von Hippel-Lindau victims will get renal carcinoma, renal cysts, as I said, the fearful phaeochromocytoma, pancreatic cyst, endolymphatic sac tumor, and epidermis adenomas. So there are subtypes for this von Hippel-Lindau, and it's all revolving about the phaeochromocytoma. So type 1 is in the CNS retina with others, but type 2A, type 2B, and type 2C are rotating around phaeochromocytoma, predominantly phaeochromocytoma. So these are examples of the renal cysts that you see and the tumors of the pancreas. This is the suprarenal tumor and the renal cysts. How to diagnose von Hippel? You have to have two CNS lesions, say one in the cerebellum, one in the supratentorial, or two retinal lesions within one eye or two eyes, or you can get one CNS, one retina, and any other body organ involvement. So how do you screen for a case like this? You get a case of hemangioblastoma, you think this is von Hippel. What should you do? Family history is very important because I said this is transmitted as a disease. 80% of the patients, they have an affected parents. And the offsprings are at 50% risk of inheriting it. So family history, you look for other members of the family. And you go for ophthalmological examination because retina is very common. And this is really frightening. 50% of von Hippel-Lindau disease, they get ocular manifestations. And 10%, and this is more frightening, they end in enucleation. These are two of my patients. Each has artificial eye because she lost it for hemangioblastoma. They came to us, of course, because they have CNS hemangioblastomas. The part of the screening protocol, once you have seen all the family members and the father, the mother, the offsprings, then you go for imaging. You should have brain MRI, whole spine MRI, abdominal CT, and chest CT to diagnose what we have said before. The thing fighting about phaeochromocytoma will make you go for 24-hour urine collection for catecholamines, 24-hour urine for vanillyl mandelic acid, which is a product of adrenaline or adrenaline metabolism, and the 24-hour metanephrine assessment. So all this will give you a clue. If you don't do that, and you go and operate, and the patient will get hypertensive crisis, they will die on table. So which are the common sites that affect our body in hemangioblastoma? It could be supratentorial, it could be infratentorial, it could be in the spinal cord. Supratentorial could be anywhere in the supratentorial compartment. Let's see these examples from China, this paper, 2015. about this suprasellar hemangioblastoma. You can see this looks like a pituitary tumor. And again, if you are not careful here, then you will send the patient into his grave. Suprasellar hemangioblastoma, another report from Turkey, very much like suprasellar meningioma or pituitary adenoma. So we have to stop thinking of one or two pathologies. We have to stop thinking that everything in the suprasellar area is pituitary or craniomeningioma. It could be any of the above, 20, 30, 50 types of pathologies. We have to know them. From USA, this paper 2003 about suprasellar hemangioblastoma, and that was a von Hippel-Lindau disease victim. Another suprasellar hemangioblastoma. They are very much like germinomas, like all the other pathologies. This is from Japan. From Korea, this leptomeningeal hemangioblastoma, looking very much like a meningioma. You can easily miss that for a meningioma. Leptomeningeal hemangioblastoma also looks like a meningioma, and you can see that here and in here. Paper from Turkey about this frontal tumor in a little infant. Optic nerve hemangioblastoma. This paper from USA 2014. This is the hemangioblastoma. This is the operative finding, and this is the literature about hemangioblastomas affecting the optic chiasm or optic nerve. Again, remember that we should know all these pathologies. You just cannot say it's rare. Because it is rare, you have to know it. Supratentorial hemangioblastoma from India, frontal tumor, very much like any other gliomas or anything. From USA, from Sam al-Mifti. Sam used to be at Arkansas, now he is in Harvard Medical School. He moved there about 4 or 5 years ago. So pioneer region, hemangioblastoma. Infratentorially, they constitute about 10% of posterior fossa tumors. The commonest site in the posterior fossa is cerebellum. And this is what all residents and neurosurgeons know. A cyst to the small medule. Everybody knows this. And everybody thinks of hemangioblastoma as a silly tumor that a resident can do. Wrong. Wrong and wrong and wrong. Hemangioblastoma should be respected. It could affect the vermis like this. It could affect the cerebellum, presenting like an acoustic neuroma. And it could affect the brainstem. So brainstem is the rarest. That's why I choose to present my series of brainstem hemangioblastomas. But remember, it is the commonest site is in the cerebellum. And in the cerebellum, they like to go into the superior half of the cerebellum, while medially, laterally, they are just the same. These are examples of my cases with various types of these hemangioblastomas. Brainstem, which is the rare site. When you see such a picture, it's a picture, but if you face it intraoperatively, it will stop your heart because you are facing the devil. And there is a battle, a war that's going to happen now. You are in the brainstem. And the commonest site in the brainstem is the medulla. Either medulla pontine or medulla cervical. So the commonest is medullary. Either you go to the down to the neck, to the spinal cord, or you go up to the pons. But medulla or above or below. And when they do that, and the brainstem and the medulla, they can just impensionate a little bit, embed themselves a little bit, or more like this, or very much more, being mostly inside the brainstem, or like this. This is totally inside. There is nothing presenting on the surface. They can affect the cranial nerves, and this is a very interesting paper from USA, from Washington. This was a hemangioblastoma of the trigeminal nerve. Once you read this paper, you know how much little we know and how much more we need to read. And the spine, it affects the spine, and it constitutes 5% of all primary spinal cord tumors. It could be intramedullary, inside the cord, or extramedullary, outside the cord, but inside the dural, or even totally extradural, or it could be partly intra or extradural. Can they bleed? because they are vascular? The answer is yes. Spontaneously, they can present with the bleeding, but this is, fortunately, is not very common. And when they do present with the bleed, they are presenting like subarachnoid hemorrhage, or intraparenchymal hemorrhage, or intraventricular hemorrhage. And this can happen spontaneously or after embolization. And remember that the solid type, where there is no cyst, is more associated with the bleeding. What are the cases that are more prone for bleeding? If the size is big, whether you are doing during surgery or post-operatively. So whenever I have a large hemangioblastoma, I stay up all night because I'm waiting for a call from my resident to say, patient is worse, he may have had a bleeding. This is my fearful dream nightmare. So any size bigger than 3 centimeters is associated with the bleeding. If you do angiography, the hemangioblastoma could swell and rupture and cause bleeding, and after doing angiography and embolization. Papers about bleeding from Japan, 95, and the list of the cases presenting as hemorrhage. Here is, you think this is a cyst, was hemorrhage inside the cyst from China. These are histologically proven, they are there. From the United States, hemorrhagic intramedullary, hemorrhage inside intramedullary, presented with quadriparesis, more in the lower limbs. Another case, general neurosurgery from Spitzler. Spitzler, as you know, is a giant of giants of vascular surgery. He's interested in cavernomas, AVMs, aneurysms, and also in hemangioblastomas. And this is one case of his presenting with hemorrhage, presenting like paraplegia. What about natural history? Do they all grow, or do they just stay the same? The motto here is that the growth is unpredictable. You cannot tell the growth. So they grow sometimes, they don't grow sometimes, so you never know. But the word is, they will grow. Let's see papers. 2003, again from the United States, from Lunzar, who was the president of the CNS. Paper about 160 consecutive cases over the whole period in the States, in one institution. 70% will grow during median period of 32 months. So they will grow. Natural history of supratentorial hemangioblastoma. Look this case and look how did it grow to this size. This grew to this size. So they all grow. This one case of mine, young lady, 31-year-old female, she came to me. This is when I show you the artificial eye, and she had this hemangioblastoma in her brain and in her spine. I did not do anything because none of these were the culprit for her complaint. It was a non-specific complaint, so I did not operate upon her. I followed her. I operated on one of the lesions that grew. The others, she lost follow-up, and then she presented like this, 2008. Can you do anything? The answer is no. That's why von Hippel is a bad disease, can kill patients. And this growth is influenced by puberty, pregnancy, birth control pills. So if I have a patient, I say, don't use contraceptive pills, don't use these intelligent, hormonally manipulated intrauterine contraceptive devices, and don't use any drug for any menopausal hormonal treatment, because this will increase the risk of growth. So pregnancy, as blissful as it is, there are tumors that will grow more during pregnancy, like meningiomas. It's well known. Meningiomas are commonest in females, and they are commonest in the second trimester of pregnancy. Acoustic neuromas can grow with pregnancy. Hemangioblastoma can grow with pregnancy. Histopathology is very unique, and Dr. FARAH will tell us about it.
السلام عليكم.
I, Dr. Ibrahim SBEIH, had 17 cases. I only had 4 cases, 3 of them in the cerebellum and 1 in the spinal cord. I will present the cases that we have. This is very strange and interesting tumor and also rare. The cases that we had, we worked them up very well. This is one of the gross that we had in one of the cases, and probably Dr. Ibrahim will mention that hemangioblastoma, one of the tumors that he likes to take them all in one piece, not the usual way of taking tumors in pieces. Hemangioblastoma, they like to be taken, because it's very vascular, to be taken all in one piece. And usually it's because there's so much vascular tumor, we see a lot of brownish, because of the, some of it because of the hemosiderin, and yellow because of the cholesterol or the foamy cells that isn't there. And usually, as you can see, it's usually well localized or well demarcated tumor. This is the tumor. You can see how it's well demarcated from the glial tissue, and this is the tumor. Usually it is cystic, as we could see, sometimes microcyst and sometimes macrocyst. And you can see the cellularity in here, and there's big nesting pattern in this tumor with very vascular. Some of the vessels are small, very small. You can see, you will see them now, and some of them are really large vessels. You can see now that tumor has really 2 types of cells. The stromal cells, which are, some of them are vacuolated, as you could see here. Some of them not vacuolated, they have eosinophilic cytoplasm. And there are many small blood vessels. Some of them are larger. You can see how these blood vessels, this is the well demarcation of the tumor and the blood vessels and the foamy cells. Again, you can see here how the cells, some of them could be hyperchromatic, the stromal cells. So for beginners, sometimes they think that this is malignant because of the hyperchromation. No, this is usual because this is a tumor that causes ancient changes, we call it. It's there for a long time, so the cells can be generated. And you can see the vacuolated cells. And you see all these are small blood vessels filled with blood. This is higher power to see the details of the cells. You can see how many blood vessels there. This is blood vessel, this is a 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 blood vessel. It is really a vascular tumor, although it's not vascular in origin. It's different when we call vascular tumor that is very rich in vascular supply, but the tumor cells actually, these are stromal cells and they are vacuolated. These the tumor cells, they actually increase the vascularity, or they call for blood vessels to do the angiogenesis, and that's what von Hippel-Lindau gene does. This is again, you can see the blood vessel, the stroma, and many small capillaries. This is capillary interspersed with cells. Again, here I took many pictures of these cases because you don't see them every day. This is, you can see these are the cells, very much blood vessels. This is another case where it was embolized. Probably Dr. Ibrahim elected to do embolization in this case because he thought it is very vascular, and you can see the embolization material inside the large blood vessels. The mainstay or the most important immunostaining is alpha inhibin. And you can see this brown staining indicates its positivity. This is low power. I will show you high power. This is how, see how it's well demarcated. Here it's positive, and here the part of the cerebellum is completely negative. This is again, you can see this is the tumor. It's positive. This is part of the cerebellum, and normal cerebral tissue, and it's negative. It stains actually the stromal cells. You can see all stromal cells are negative or are positive, and it's negative in the vascular blood vessels, which are not the tumor itself. Yeah, this is the one, the alpha inhibin. This is actually the H&E. I wanted to show the H&E where this is all the tumor and this is negative. I wanted to show how in this case, how the alpha inhibin is positive and it's negative in the tumor. This is, now we come to the vascular, and the second type of cells, which are the vascular cells. And this is CD31. It's positive in the only vascular, not the stromal cells. The stromal cells, which are the tumor cells, are negative. While the blood vessels, all this is, you can see, it highlights really how there is vascularity. And all these are small, very small, tiny capillaries. They all come from a larger capillary, from a larger blood vessels, from a big vessels. So you see how much it is very, very vascular tumor. That's why it will have to bleed. And even after surgery, as Dr. Ibrahim mentioned, sometimes they re-bleed again. This is another marker for endothelial cell CD34, and you can see how it is very, very vascular. This is capillary, 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 and this is the tumor cells in between. This is factor 8 also. It's another stain for, and it's weak staining in these capillaries, and this indicates high vascularity. JFEB, this is the normal brain, it's JFEB positive. The tumor is usually not positive, and if it is positive, usually sometimes stromal cells will become weakly positive or scattered, like in this case. Not all stromal cells are positive, but this is not of diagnostic help. Epithelial membrane antigen, we do epithelial membrane antigen, we do also pancytokeratin, this part of the routine procedure that we do. Epithelial membrane antigen usually is negative, and it's very important to do it with pancytokeratin, because you want to tell that these vacuolated cells are not renal cell carcinoma, because one Hemangioblastoma can have a renal cell carcinoma, so and can metastasize in the cerebellum. Renal cell carcinoma, one of the carcinomas that is really known to metastasize to very, very variant or different sizes. And I saw a case where renal cell carcinoma metastasized to the myocardium, and the heart is one of the sites that's resistant. So always when you see vacuolated cells, you have to exclude renal cell carcinoma, especially in these cases when Hemangioblastoma is considered. CD56 sometimes can be positive in these cases, in about 50% of cases. Vascular endothelial growth factor is also can be positive in this case, because there is angiogenesis, and it's positive in this case in particular. Epidermal growth factor receptors also can be positive in some cases, and it's positive in this case. Pancytokeratin usually, and it's the rule to be negative. You have to do it to exclude metastatic renal cell carcinoma. S100 sometimes can have scattered cells, or positivity doesn't mean much. B53 also can be positive, but this does not indicate that this is an aggressive tumor. It doesn't really relate to the prognosis of the tumor. T67 can vary, sometimes can be very low, as in this case, it's 1 to 2%, sometimes can be very high, and also doesn't really mean much in this type of tumor. So this is hemangioblastoma with the various types and various immunostaining pattern. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. Most of the people, when the session or the time for the histopathology comes, they just go to sleep or play with their phones or whatever, because this is not important. This is the most important part of the picture, because immunostaining can give you the clue about the diagnosis. And it is a common question in board examination. American board, European board, but not in the Jordanian or Arab board, because this is not important.
The appearance.
Microphone, please.
That's right. The appearance of HB can give you like innocent carcinoma, and without doing the things, you actually might miss an aesthetic carcinoma opposed to primary hemangioblastoma. This is a Dr. Prof's point of view. Actually, the same microphone.
And I think a good oncologist or anybody who deals with the tumor would like to sit with his histopathologist to discuss matters and find a good solution. What about images? What do we see in the images of these specific kettle of fish, the hemangioblastomas of the brainstem? You can see in the T1, they are iso or hypo, but with contrast, they go crazy because they are very vascular, extremely vascular. These are my cases. And when you see this, your heart drops down, stops. This is real challenge. This is war. This is you or the tumor. In T2, it is hypointense. And these are different MRI sequences. Sometimes there is some restraint in the diffusion. You will and you must do MRA or conventional angiogram, because these are exactly like AVMs. You need to know what are the feeders, where are they, and the venous drainage. So hemangioblastoma is very, very much like an AVM, and it has to be removed completely. So you need to understand the feeders and the arteries, etc., etc. The drainage here is huge. Again, one of my patients with this totally solid hemangioblastoma. Stop thinking of hemangioblastoma as small nodule in the cyst. It's rarely like that. These are the frightening ones. Look at the angiogram. The PET CT imaging of hemangioblastoma, this is fusion of the CT and the PET scan. You can see it like this. Because they were thinking of renal cell carcinoma.
Whenever hospital down the story, I would think of the kidney. I don't really know why this is one of the few indications of PET-CT.
Yes. Yes.
There's at least 25 to 30% of the cases you're thinking of concomitant renal.
Yes. In fact, we had a case and I transferred it to Dr. Abdul Latif al-Sharif at the Nuclear Medical Center here, Markaz Al-Afia, and his impression at that time in this patient with a posterior fossa hemangioblastoma that there is a hypermetabolic lesion in the posterior cranial fossa due to non-hemangioblastomas. You need to do diffusion tensor imaging. We need, I stress this point again and again and again, we need this. It is not a luxury of information. We are going to the brainstem. We may kill the patient, we may maim the patient. So we need this piece of information, whether we like it or not. You must give it that information to us. So you need to know where is the pyramidal tract, where is the medial lymphotidinal fasciculus, etc., etc. And here you would also look at the corticospinal tract and sensory tracts and medial fasciculus and so on.
Now, we do have tractography of that.
Yes, we do, but it is not produced for one reason or another.
So it's just an issue of software or issue of technician?
It's a major complex issue,
Okay.
but it is here. This is white matter tractography. Yes, essentially, it is part of the modern world, and we are part of the, and we have the machine. So we have to get the pictures. Can they be associated with other lesions? These hemangioblastomas. Look at this list of pituitary tumors, fourth ventricular subependymoma, astrocytoma, acoustic neuroma, meningioma, germinoma, mixture germ tumor, and so on and so forth. They can be associated with other lesions, especially when you have von Hippel-Lindau disease. This is one case of mine. Came from Bahrain with this hirsutism and these kind of acne on her forehead, and we did this and showed her pituitary adenoma, and she had the most extensive hemangioblastoma I've ever seen in my life. I don't think anybody has reported anything extensive like this. Coexistence of hemangioblastoma with pituitary cell adenoma. This is a case report. So what's the differential diagnosis when you can see brainstem hemangioblastoma? Any of the pictures that you have seen, it could be coronary plexus papilloma, it could be medulloblastoma, ependymoma, liponeurocytoma, glioma, astrocytoma, medulloblastoma, cavernoma, lipoma, aneurysm, vasculitis, whether Behçet disease or others, tuberculoma, brain abscess. So differential diagnosis is wide, and you have to be prepared to face this. I'm telling this for the junior staff, junior neurosurgeons or junior residents. To face an aneurysm or AVM or hemangioblastoma is the peak of your career. And you have to sort of hold yourself, hold your nerves, because either you make a success or disaster out of it. You want to say something, Anna? Please.
So, this is not a mental exercise. Hemangioblastoma, this is a typical case. But look at this extent of differential diagnosis of actual cases that look exactly like this and the implications of that for treatment. Tuberculoma, and we frequently forget that we are living in an endemic. country and part of the world for tuberculosis. Brain abscess can be missed and can masquerade as that, and all of these need basically antimicrobial antibiotics, antimicrobial therapy, sorry. Gliomas, and the implications for that is tremendous because the treatment is going to be mainly surgical, to be followed by radiotherapy or alkylator therapy or both. Medulloblastoma, where the treatment is going to be optimal surgery followed by platinum-based adjuvant therapy and radiotherapy as an adjuvant treatment. And astrocytoma that would also be treated with surgery followed by alkylator therapy, radiation, or both. And the issue with hemangioblastoma is the association with the possibility of von Hippel-Lindau disease and not missing underlying renal cell carcinomas, pancreatic cancers, phacomastocytomas, etc. And not all associations with hemangioblastomas can be explained by the 20–30% of cases that have von Hippel-Lindau in the background, because the association, for example, with the germ cell tumor is a spurious association that is seen that can't really explain with an underlying von Hippel-Lindau, and the implications for a metastatic lesion that is of renal cell origin, a metastatic lesion that is of germ cell origin, and a metastatic lesion from something else are tremendous. Germ cell tumors metastatizing to the craniospinal axis are treated with curative intent. Renal cell carcinomas metastatizing to the craniospinal axis are treated with palliative intent and the like. This is not a mental exercise. We see these cases every day. Thank you.
So what's the treatment? What are the options? Take a biopsy? Never. You will kill the patient. He will die because you will produce bleeding, no doubt about that. Gamma, we'll discuss that. Surgery, yes. Surgery is the first choice. It is the most appropriate choice, and you always go for complete resection. So you want to operate on the brainstem. So you have to know the anatomy by heart. We are talking here about millimeters or part of a millimeter that differentiate between life and death. And as the brainstem hemangioblastomas are centered on the medulla oblongata, most of the approaches usually come from posterior, so you have to know the anatomy of this floor of the fourth ventricle. Triangle above related to the pons, triangle below related to the medulla oblongata. This is the stria medullaris, this is the facial colliculus. You have to know this, you have to know which angles and which triangles contain the various cranial tumors. Like this. And you have to understand the anatomy of the tracts within the spinal cord. Spinal brainstem. Brainstem is the thickness of my thumb only. And in it are ascending tracts and descending tracts and cranial nerve nuclei. So within this thumb-like structure, there is life and death there. But this is not haphazard. God in Almighty, when He created us, so cleverly did so, that the long tracts are anterior and the cranial nerve nuclei are posterior. You have to remember this. It's simple basic knowledge. And I put it like this. So the essential long tracts, parental tracts are anterior, and then the cranial nerve nuclei. And there are approaches to go into the brainstem. These approaches are mainly for cavernomas because they are affecting most of the brainstem. But with hemangioblastomas, usually you need to know the medullary part. So this is the lateral mesencephalic sulcus, where you can go there, avoiding the corticospinal tract and the crus cerebri. Or in this way, it is the lateral mesencephalic sulcus away from the superior and inferior colliculi. Or between the superior and inferior colliculus in the middle, it is called intercollicular region. You will not damage anything. Be careful about the fourth nerve, the trochlear nerve. And when you come to the floor of the fourth ventricle, you should avoid the midline in this area because there is the facial colliculus and the abducent colliculus, but you can go above and you can open the midline. Here, don't. down the medulla, you can go into this olivary zone to avoid the olive, like this in the anterior lateral sulcus. So this is the basic principle of surgery. And remember that the current rate is high, it's up to 27%, because you have left part of the tumor there. Do we need preoperative embolization? The answer is basically no, except in very special cases. Let's see this. This is a paper from Jihad Hanisimi. Jihad Hanisimi is one of the giants of giants. In fact, he's the most giant of aneurysm surgery. And one of our colleagues here, Dr. Muhammad Abu Kaf, asked me to arrange for him to go and visit him. And we could not find him in Finland. So Muhammad Abu Kaf went to China and he stayed with him for about 6 months and came back with a rich experience. What does he say here? He presented 110 patients with hemangioblastoma and concluded not beneficial to do embolization. But look at this, meticulous hemostasis with the patience of a cow. You have to be patient like a cow. You don't look at the clock, you don't look at the time. No matter what it takes, there is a mission and you have to remove it. Contrast this from the giant of giants, saying that you have to have the patience of a cow, with mediocre surgeons saying that, Speedy Gonzalez, you have to finish quickly and so on and so forth. People are taught the wrong message. Neurosurgery needs patience, needs accuracy. There's no place for Speedy Gonzalez's, nor there's a space for mediocre surgeons for a specimen and go out. I hope they are listening. Bernard George, again, one of the giants of vascular surgery from Paris, presented this paper about 3 cerebellar hemangioblastomas that he did embolization. The 3 had hemorrhage, the 3 died. So embolization is risky. While in the spine, in the same paper, he had 4 cases, but none had hemorrhage. So he concluded that it is rather safer to do embolization in the spine, but it is rather unsafe to do it in the cranium. Another paper from Lemay, 2000, 2 cases of hemangioblastomas. The 2 had embolization, the 2 had hemorrhage, and the 2 had poor outcome. The spinal hemangioblastoma, even in the spine, they had a massive hemorrhage. So in general, I don't go for embolization unless I have a very huge size, more than 3, and it is really solid. And I'm really frightened in my heart to go ahead, so I do embolization. I did it in 1 case. So in general, embolization should be considered individually depending on tumor size and location. What about radiosurgery? I'm against it totally, upfront to the end of my life. Radiosurgery, especially gamma knife, is a very good tool. It is addition to our armamentarium of neurosurgery. But in the hands of fools and mediocres, it tends to be a washing machine for their incomplete effectiveness and activity. They use it for anything. And this way they cause harm to the patient. Let me give you some examples. To me, the indications for radiosurgery is inaccessible lesions, recurrent lesion, patient refusing surgery, cannot go for surgery. And people forget about this rate of growth, that sometimes they grow, sometimes not. They say, look, we gave gamma knife and it stayed the same. I say, listen, maybe this is just coinciding with the lack of growth of the tumor. So this is not success. Look at this paper. I really enjoyed looking at it. From India, and Indians are great in their reputation as presenting papers, but this really failed. Look at this. This is the hemangioblastoma, and look at this 1 year. Way success. Look at this. We reduced the size. Why did you treat it in the first place? And what success is this? We said that they can't hemorrhage, they can't bleed, so there is no success. But they present these papers, and some people will quote this paper as, look, gamma knife is good. It's not. Look at this, same papers. This solid tumor with cysts. Oh, look at this, after 1 year. They always short period of time. They are rushing for publications. They don't want to wait. And last time we said, you need 19 years to see the latency period between the radiation and the malignancy. They present cases after 1 year or 2 years. Gamma knife is good. I refer patients for gamma knife treatment, but they have to be real indications for that. But mediocre surgeons, they will use it for anything because they cannot operate on anything. Paper from China, 2005. Look at the great success. This after 2 years. Tumor is still there, and it can actually cause hemorrhage. From USA, from Dade Lansford, Pittsburgh, the one, it is the largest gamma knife unit in the world, together with Karolinska. Look at this. Tumor, 1 year. Success? No, it's not success for me. They say tumor control. I don't understand this language, tumor control. The tumor is still there. This tumor, and 4 years later, the tumor is still there. It can bleed. So what success are they talking about? John Adler, the junior from Stanford, 30 patients with hemangioblastoma treated, but there was an indication that at 28 they had prior surgery. So this was a recurrent or residual. I understand this argument. For residual, recurrent, they treated these, but look at this, 30 had no regression in size. So how can you say it's successful? Again, from Konzorka and Lansford at Pittsburgh, 38 patients hemangioblastoma, 20 had prior surgery. These are respected kind of centers for radiosurgery. They don't do it for anything like in this part of the world. They use it for anything because the surgeons are mediocre surgeons. Straightforward. Straightforward. 30%, 38 patients had no regression in size. No regression, they remain the same. So yet I have to see one paper showing that the tumor disappeared with the radiosurgery. None. Again from Lansford, 2008, 74 tumors, no change in size. Paper from Charlottesville, Virginia, very important center there with Pollock and Steiner. Steiner died a few years ago. He was a great man. 26 tumors, 69 no change, 81 deteriorated, needed surgery. And then came this landmark paper, again from multi-center study spearheaded by Lansford from United States, the largest center in the world, together with Karolinska. Multi-center, they treated 19 centers. They treated 517 hemangioblastomas in 186 patients. And again, they say there's no progression at 3 years, no progression at 5 years, no progression, or they are stable 79, 10 years. 79 means that 21% they progressed. It's bad result. Gamma knife surgery for intracranial hemangioblastoma. Again, this is, I think, it should not be reported. Look at this tumor and look at this result. What result is this? But they are always rushing to force publication, rushing to come to conclusions. And I'm against that. Of course, radiosurgery doesn't mean only gamma knife. It can be cyper knife, X knife, etc. And this is one case treated by cyper knife. Any role for chemotherapy in these tumors? None. So it has to be surgery, not a gamma knife. My own series, lucky to have 17 patients of only brainstem hemangioblastomas. I have many cases of cerebellar spine, etc. But this is unique group in the brainstem, 17 patients, mostly males, and the 13 cases were sporadic, 4 were von Hippel-Lindau disease, and the most frightening of this, that 13 were totally solid tumors, no systems. Look at this, looking at you like a criminal looking into your eyes. It's either me or you. That's what it's telling you. I looked at my cases and I looked at what was the presentation. I was frightened. 9 patients out of the 13 had neck pain. How many of you in this hall have neck pain? And do you know if all of us, none of us, cannot have some backache or neck pain at this age? None. So backache, neck pain, it's not just a disc or canal stenosis. 5% of spine ache are caused by tumors. So there's no way except by examination and by taking care of these patients. This is my collection of the 17 patients. Look at this one. Whenever I look at it, I'm frightened. Or looking at this one here, it's really frightening. They are all true brain stem. Solid. No. But yes, of course. Some not outside. It is inside. As I said, the previous slide I showed you. Look at this here. It is inside. Look at this. This is inside. But the others, like for example, where this is inside. This is totally inside. This is just impinging, slight impinging. So it is not exophytic. Exophytic means I would call it fourth ventricular hemangioblastoma. But if they are touching the brainstem or going inside, these are true hemangioblastoma. This is different, totally different. Astrocytoma of the brainstem is totally different from this. These are all true brainstem. They are not exophytic. They are inside the cord in 1 degree or the other. And this is the sagittal view of the same collection. Did I do embolization? Yes, I did it in one patient. I've never used a gamma knife. I will never do in my life. I will fight anybody who uses gamma knife for hemangioblastoma unless it is residual or a patient is 70-year-old with heart disease that cannot go for surgery. I did biopsies? None, of course not. Examples. This tumor, this was actually inside the brainstem. And this is the angiogram. And this is the embolization we have done for him. This is the embolic material inside. Look at it here. And this is the CT scan showing you the embolic material, which is radiopaque. Surgery. What are the rules of surgery for a brainstem? I use the sitting position. And these are pictures of the sitting position in this hospital. We are pioneers of this kind of approach, sitting position. We are one of the world pioneers in sitting position surgery. We have our rules and regulations doing this. This is the start of it, and then sitting the patient either semi-sitting or sitting position. So these pictures were taken here in FARAH. Principles: feeders coagulation as close as possible to the tumor surface, exactly like ABM. You leave the draining vein till the end. Make a mistake and cut the draining vein, it will swell, patient will die on table. Because there are arteries giving blood, no veins taking the blood out, and the patient will die. And you remove it in one block, you go around it. I remember this case very well. When I looked at it, my heart really almost stopped. What am I going to do with this? These huge draining veins, and I cannot find the feeders. My God, why am I here? I wish I die. I wish the world would stop, whatever. So you have to collect yourself and then go around it and pick the feeders until it shrinks, and then you can take it out. So here you are going around it and picking the vessels. Or here, this is major feeder, you coagulate it. We don't put a sucker in it, always put a patty so that you will not touch it. Touch it and it will bleed and bleed and bleed. Nothing will stop it. So one case where how it started, and then you go around it and then remove it in one block, like this. And you get a picture like this. This is at the beginning of surgery. This is inside the medulla. You see, it is totally inside. Of course, part of it is presenting on the surface, but 3/4 of the tumor is inside. And this is the end of it. This was in the medulla. This is pica. And these are small vessels that supply the brainstem. So it's a tricky surgery that should not be done by the novices. That's why these mediocre surgeons don't do this surgery. They just go for the easiest thing. Push a button, give radiation, and say, hurry, radiosurgery. Even the word is wrong. There is no surgery in radiosurgery. But they like to be called radiosurgeons. It gives them ego because they have inferiority complexes. Some videos, let's see. I think we are on time, we are not late. Just show a few videos and then we'll go. Again here, you go around it. Tumor is attached here to the surface of the lower medulla. Again here, you try to find the feeders. I'm using the vase here to identify a feeder and then cut it. If I go for the main draining vein and cut it, it's a disaster, it will swell. Here, I just touched it with the sucker. It bleeds and bleeds. Put a cutter in it, it will bleed more. It will not stop. It's a bag of blood vessels. So once you go around it and select each and every feeder, it will shrink. You leave the draining vein till the end, like in this case, and then you remove it. Okay. Again, this is not a surgery for the beginners, or Speedy Gonzalez's, or for mediocres. Another case, all done in the sitting position. This was actually cerebellopontine angle kind of tumor. It gave me heart block. This one took me 9 hours. I was patient like a cow. That's why we say to those mediocre surgeons and Speedy Gonzalez's, leave in neurosurgery, please, and go for some, maybe pile surgery or something, but not to neurosurgery. So here you are trying to pick, they are in the cerebellopontine angle. And these are really very vascular tumors. So you go around it. It's just looking at you like a criminal trying to kill you and kill the patient. Look at this. Bag, mass full of fluid, of blood, of course. But here I'm trying to find the feeders. So it really needs patience to go around it and look at the patty so that I will not touch it, it will not bleed. Cerebellopontine angle. So the same case, and you just go around it and pick the blood vessels. Again, fatty on the surface, you don't touch it. But the first success you make, it will give you further success because it will shrink in size and then you can find a space. And you have to remove every single blood vessel. If you leave some, it will recur. So now, after having removed all the feeders, cut the blood supply small, and then you go and remove it in one single piece. Okay. This is the case that we have done embolization. Dr. FARAH showed you the embolic material inside. I will show you the embolic material as we go through surgery. This is the cyst attached to it. So we evacuate the cyst, which is the easiest of the matters. And then we go around it. And look at here, this is embolic material inside the blood vessel. You can see it. Again here, embolic material. It really helped. I could not have done it without the embolization, so I had made a correct decision. I can't remember whether Dr. Hazm Haboub did this or Dr. Farid Al-Adam, but both of them are good. Okay. Here we're opening the cisterna magna, the sitting position. And again, you see, Ahmad, it is inside the medulla. It is not in the fourth ventricle, it is inside the medulla. This is here the apex of the medulla. So this is actually inside the medulla. Now again, you have to find the plane of the cleavage, find the feeders, go around it. And this is the cavity inside the medulla. This is the fourth ventricle. This is the lower closed part of the medulla. Okay. So we're coming to the close of this scenario. These are the cases. This is the cerebropontine angle case that I showed you and how he is doing. He did very well. And this patient came from Iraq with this. You can see AMMAN, it is inside. Here it is inside, in fact, causing some edema in the medulla. And this is after excision. And again, this patient, where we did the embolization. And this is the patient. I think this was done 2014. Now he's studying law in the United States. And when he goes to see a doctor there, they say, oh, people in Jordan are doing this kind of surgery? Yes, we can do this kind of surgery. Here he is, the last picture that he sent us. And this was the lady I showed you, the lady with the artificial eye, with this tumor inside the head, inside the medulla. It is totally inside. Did I have any mortality? Yes. One of my 17 patients died. He developed a fourth ventricular hematoma, and he died 6 hours post-operative. We could not save him. In Fukushima, Tanaka Fukushima, Japanese residing in the States, one of the giants of skull-base surgery, in a series of 33 cases, he had 8 mortalities. This is a rather serious, dangerous kind of surgery. In one from China, 2 cases died out of 47. So we're rating well. Morbidity, of course. If you do such surgery, you will have morbidity. Worsening with the neurological picture of the patient. Gastric bleed. This is very important. Gastric bleed. They have this ability to bleed from their stomach, from ulcers. Stress of surgery, association, call it whatever you like. And other thing that they have is high arched foot. High arched feet usually there. Follow-up is long. The minimum is 2 months, the maximum is 138 months. Symptoms improved in 10, they got unchanged in 2, they deteriorated in 4, excellent outcome 12. As you remember, we had 1 death. So 12 out of 15 and 3 out of the 16, the symptoms deteriorated, recurrences in 0. Conclusion, sporadic hemangioblastoma, sporadic, not bone Hippel-Lindau disease, is a benign disease, microsurgically curable tumor. The aim of surgery is in block excision in one piece, in the same manner as AVM is excised. Any future perspective for the treatment? Some people are trying to use the interferon alpha, and they're using the anti-angiogenic therapy for that. With this, I finish, and thank you. Please. Microphone, please. Make it sure that it is working.
Thank you very much. I have a question at the moment. How many of your patients or how you have 0 up to 15 local recurrence? What about the data in the world?
Recurrence is up to 27%.
27.
Up to 27.
Okay, my comment is about cyber-9 and the use of stereotactic radiosurgery in the treatment of hemangioblastoma. Actually, hemangioblastoma, as you mentioned, is a rare disease. So where to be honest, they started to use stereotactic radiosurgery and cyber-9 in the treatment of the patient who cannot do surgery. So in Oxford, they have, in Oxford University, they have a data about 14 patients who have been treated with the cyber-9 or alternative with the stereotactic radiosurgery. And they found, fortunately, in the first and 2 years, there was a good response. But unfortunately, at 6 years, they have a 73 local recurrence. This is to be honest with you. So they use it only when they have a contraindication for surgery.
Absolutely. Correct. This is what we've been saying for years and years and years. Dr. Mohammed Abu Bakr. our budding in neurosurgery.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the nice presentation. I want to ask you about the preoperative embolization in some selected patients. As you mentioned, with your series, you had one out of 17. What is the time interval between embolization and the
Yes, the literature will tell you it's from 1 to 9 days. From 1 to 9 days. I choose maybe 48 hours. I don't want to take it long because feeders will open again. You don't want to do it early before the closure of the embolic material. So 48 hours. So I admit the patient, do the embolization, wait for 48 hours and do this. And you do it in hospital because he may change, deteriorate after embolization. You have been with the Hemangioblastoma in China, and I'm sure you can tell us that you can do the middle cerebral aneurysm within half an hour, right? But in hemangioblastoma and in certain conditions, he has the patience of a cow. This is what we do. You give the case the time it needs. It is not quickly, speedy Gonzalez. Thank you. Please, Dr. Amman, here.
Thank you for the next lecture. My first of all, I want to answer the chat about the EPI and the post. All the issues we have a software protocol including the spectroscopy. The most important point is how you can differentiate for a lot of differential because more than 4. But as a radiologist, you have to know that do 240 and or more.
Absolutely.
But the most important thing is to do is perfusion. Perfusion, especially if there is a cyst with neurosurgical. The differential diagnosis of polycystic sarcoma. You have to do perfusion. Perfusion is very high. Cerebral fat volume is very high because it's vascular. It's at only small AVM. But in the astrocytoma, it's normal. The second thing we have to differentiate from cystic metastasis. Also, we have to rely on perfusion. Also, on spectroscopy, you have very common levels in metastasis, which is not the case of the hemangioblastoma. In case of solid hemangioblastoma, you have to differentiate from glioma and from the metastasis also. From glioma, the glioma has normal volume perfusion. But if you have to go outside around the tumor, it's very hard because there is a neurogenesis, which is also spectroscopy. If you go to spectroscopy, it's high quality, low quality inside the tumor. And around the tumor, you have also high quality, low because it's infected. But because
you touched a very important issue, and I wish all the radiologists would do that. We need a detailed report. We need to have a discussion of the differential diagnosis. You say, this is not a hemangioblastoma because of so-and-so. This is not an epidemoma because of so-and-so. This is not, and then you conclude that this is most likely this or that. But unfortunately, the reports we receive are extremely retarded. They are almost 3 lines. And the first 2 lines, MRI was done in 1.5 Tesla with all sequences and the contrast was given. And then normal parenchyma, normal ventricular system, and the statement I hate, no aneurysms or AVMs. Jesus Christ in heaven. I mean, pathology is not aneurysms or AVMs. Pathology is so vast, but they keep picking on aneurysms and AVMs as if they are the hallmark of this. They know neurosurgery, they know circular policy. So we need detailed reports tailing the differential diagnosis to 3 topics. Okay, this was the last question. I thank you, and we will meet next week. And next week we'll discuss the unusual cranial aneurysmal bone cysts. Again, I will present my collection. Thank you very much.
شوي برا هذا قصدي يعني
Absolutely.
هذا حاطينهم اربعه كاتيجوري.
Absolutely.
إبراهيم خطر على بالي you can't handle by cryo-prof تمسك هذا freeze.
You can't because
The freezing بيبوظ إذا ما ضل.
Yes. تذكر عملنا حالات احنا كبرنامج في اوربت.
Yeah.
صح؟ بس البرينستون.
Good day, Dr. Sabea. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you for a great presentation, great videos.
Thank you.
And you're getting used to the new auditorium?
Absolutely. Fantastic.
Oh, good. Okay, there's a couple of panelists here. Ali, Ahmad, could you please unmute yourself and introduce yourself to Dr. Sabea? Hi, Musindo. Go ahead. Whoever's ready.
Yes, I'm Musindo from Mozambique.
Hello.
Okay. I think you met him last week. Ali, are you there? Ali and Ahmad? You know, if not, Dr. Sabea, I want to give a little screen share to you
Sure.
and switch roles to show you that people are watching. And these are statistics, okay? 215 people watched you. You see this number here?
Yes, I can. That's great.
Yes, and that's only on the website. On Facebook, there's probably 200 or 300 more. So
Yeah.
I think around 400 people got to see you on the internet. So you're not wasting your time doing this.
Thanks God. This is the idea that one would like to transmit the information that one has to other people for the goodness of mankind.
That's great. As an educator, I'm sure you must appreciate that. And okay, what's the topic next week? Do you have a subject yet?
Yes. I've decided to speak about the unusual cases of aneurysmal bone cysts in the cranium and in the spine.
Okay,
So
very
cases
good.
of aneurysmal bone cysts of the brain, of the cranium, of the skull, and of the spine.
Okay, very good. I think at least 400 or 500 people will be interested in that, as well as your audience that comes there in your new auditorium. Okay,
you
we'll
very
see you
much.
next week. Thank you very
See
much,
you.
Doc. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay, does everybody hear me? Musindo, right?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, we're off the air. We're on YouTube, but we're not being recorded. So how you been, Musindo? I'm glad to see you came back again. You're the one regular here.
I try to be regular. I try to do it whatever I can.
Okay, Musindo, let me tell. I got some good news because we televised a really good conference from Pakistan. I don't know if you got to see any of it, but it's all recorded and we have all the videos edited so that they're all separate. You can watch each one, each separate presentation.
Yes,
So,
yes. I see. I have seen it yesterday.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot of
some video.
Yeah, there's a lot of good separate videos, and we're doing something different. Most people just televise the events, but we're televising them. Plus, we're chopping them up so that you don't have to watch the whole, because when you go to a conference, you don't like everything. You like just a couple of talks, and this allows you just to go to a couple of talks. So. Ali, are you there? Let's see if we get some other people. Ali, are you there? And Ahmad, we'd like to hear from you. And also Yaha, neurosurgery. Can you guys hear me, or do you want to introduce yourselves? You don't have to. Whatever. But so how's things going in your area of the world, Musindo?
Everything is going well. Yesterday I was in call for 24 hours.
Okay. Oh, you're on call 24 hours? Okay. Do you get much sleep during those 24 hours?
If we can sleep. If it's not, if we don't have many patients, yes, I operate.
Oh, okay. A lot of trauma come to your hospital?
We have trauma case.
Okay.
And hydrocephalus with hypertension.
Okay.
On call. And sometime infection.
Okay. Well, what do you think? You know, Dr. Sabea, you know, sure, when he does his presentations in the auditorium, he probably gets 50, maybe 60 people, but we had like 400 watching him. 400.
Okay, 400 watching.
Yeah. Let me show you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to show you because there's a program that measures how many people go to a website.
Okay.
And let me show you what the program shows. Okay, let me screen share like a president. Okay, now here is the program right here. It's called Stat Counter. Now, can you see my pointer?
Yes, I can see. I can see.
Right here is Neurosurgical TV because I have a lot of websites, but Neurosurgical TV is here, and you can see the spikes here.
Yes, I see.
You can see the number 215 different people watch that.
Yes.
Okay. Now that's just one. That's just coming to the website, which I'll show you. I'll show you where the home website is, which you probably have seen this home website. Okay, that measures the number of people that came to the website. Okay. Okay, but there are other areas where we are televising from, which is Facebook, as you know. That's probably more people watch it on Facebook because they come here and then they click on this link and they watch it there like that. Right now, we're on. You see us now, right?
Yes, I see.
So you know, so we have a couple of sources. Of people watching, and it kind of amazes me too.
I use Facebook to follow Neurosurgical TV.
Oh, okay.
I have the application, and sometimes I use Zoom.
Do you have a smartphone? What kind of smartphone do you have? Android or Apple?
Android.
Okay, we have the app. We're working. Have you downloaded our app?
Yeah, I've done it.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, okay. It's not. We're working with it. It didn't work too well today. There are some bugs we've got to work out. You know. But we're working on the site. But you know, it was amazing because there was a story in Australia that I ran across from New Zealand. I mean, they're looking for a neurosurgeon. It's a beautiful part of the world. And they really are very, very short. So I put a story on the website, and I heard from 3 or 4 neurosurgeons that want to go there. So you know, with the app, we hope to have like a job area, a job or wanted area where you can check with your smartphone, you know, of possibilities and fellowships and rotations and stuff like that. Hopefully it'll be pretty interactive.
Using Neurosurgical TV application.
You're using as a patient?
I didn't understand that. You say that I can see for fellowship.
Yeah. Hope we have announcements for fellowships and rotations, and oh, excuse me. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. Right. Oh, Lucinda. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I better get going. I have a few calls here.
Okay.
Yeah, we edited a lot of videos, and I gotta get them ready to send out. So we have. Let's see. Our next presentation is. Let me show you right now. I'll get it right. It's from Africa. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's from Cameroon. Let me. You see this? Hello, you see it, Lucinda? Hello? Lucinda, are you there?